Well, hello there, Disney sports fans. It's Lori and Drew, and we're here today at Disney's All-Star Sports Resort at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida.
Today we are going to give you a full tour of the resort. We're going to start inside with all of the main areas, and then we're going to loop you through the entire resort, give you a look at all the special decorations, and then we're going to end up back in our room, give you a look at what happens in there. Well, some of what happens in there.
It is a beautiful December afternoon here in Orlando.
I'm wearing a tank top and it's December. This is awesome.
Should we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Take a look back where we were. And this is where you would catch all of the buses to the resorts, which is really kind of your only transportation option, with the exception of minivans.
Which are thankfully back.
Yeah.
Post-pandemic, it took them a long time to come back, but
Yep.
It's a great option.
Yep. And there's an entrance to the gift shop over this way, but we'll check that out when we go in through the lobby, which is this way. So follow me.
Yeah. I love an enhancement that wasn't always there are those screens that tell you when the next bus is arriving.
Yeah, those are great.
They're great, except that don't believe them.
Yeah, they're not always accurate.
I mean, I assume they're working on the accuracy of those arrival times, but in my experience, don't bank heavily on them.
So it's December. It's Christmas time.
It is. You wouldn't know it by how we're dressed.
And they've got some of the decorations up here. I really dig the decorations that they have in the trees, because it's like sports balls. By the way, as a queer person, I must just get this out of the way in advance that I know nothing about sports. So if I say totally wrong things, bear with me.
Yeah, we're going to embarrass ourselves on the sports knowledge.
And the star is like a tennis racket, big oversized tennis racket. Not a ton of holiday decorations up. There's some here in the lobby, and there's the tree here, and then there's some wreaths in the hallway down here, but that's about it, other than a display in the gift shop.
It's a value resort, Drew.
So if you're coming to check in, this is where you would come. And I would strongly recommend using the app, because you can go directly to your room without having to come here. Because during check-in time, which is starting to be right around now, it can get pretty busy here in the lobby.
That said, the check-in people are always so lovely.
Yep, they really are.
If you do have to go, ask questions. You're going to be in good hands. I've
Absolutely.
had already 2 lovely experiences with folks at the front
Here,
desk.
just like at all of the Disney resorts, there's a little area for the kiddos to kind of chill out and watch cartoons, while the bigger people do check-in over here, which can be really convenient if you have littles. And lately they've been showing the Mickey shorts, which are great. Love the Mickey shorts.
It's huge. It's those little things that, I mean, if you're a parent, it can't really be overstated how much that can, how many headaches that can save you.
Yeah.
All right, shall we take a look at Sport Goofy?
Yeah, so here's the gift shop that's on property, and they have a little holiday display set up. They've got some of the adorable Loungefly bags.
I love the Loungefly. I thought pins as a collectible were starting to get outrageous from a price standpoint, because you want to collect them all, but Loungefly takes collecting to a new level. You got to be really strategic in what you're going to go for.
There's a little extra holiday stuff here as well, including some Spirit jerseys.
Oh,
Adorbs.
the puffy paint.
Yeah.
So puffy.
And kind of glittery. Oh, a little Gingy hat with ears.
Cute.
Very cute. Let's take a spin through, shall
We
we?
shall.
Okay.
Love all the Black Panther stuff. The second Black Panther movie came out recently.
Yeah, this is a new design that
It
I just
is.
saw for the first time on this trip. It's very cute.
Yeah, which is funny because once I see like a new stylized Mickey, it's like learning a new word. You're gonna see it everywhere.
Oh,
but
and speaking of which, they've got the like sherbet swirl spirit jerseys and like everything else too, which are over here.
It's a very nice sweatshirt.
yeah, there it is. This new pattern's popping up
Yeah,
a
this one.
lot. They have a whole lounge fly, not half a lounge fly. They have a whole
Entire
lounge
lounge
fly.
fly.
I don't think they have it in this store, but I really like the lounge fly in that pattern.
And then like most of the gift shops, if you've, forgotten swimming apparel and whatnot, you can grab that stuff here. Flip-flops, sun hats.
You did forget your swimming apparel.
And I do wish there was like a more extensive ears collection. There are some back over this way at like a small rack that you can see over there. Mm-hmm. And then some hats over here as well. But I love like the extensive Mickey and Minnie and other character ears that they have available.
Pretty good mug selection though, and that's what I'm always interested in. Show me your mugs.
I bought the Curiouser and Curiouser one for myself this time because it's the only one that's here that's like a reasonable size.
Yeah.
All the other ones are gigantic.
Yeah, I love the Disney mugs, but as we've mentioned before, they hold like 2 gallons of coffee.
And it's so cold by
right.
the time you get to the bottom of the cup.
I mean, unless you have a problem like I do and drink like way too much coffee way too
Yeah.
fast, like you're ending up with cold coffee.
Yeah. Like most of the resorts, you're going to have a little pharmacy here, and then some kind of grab and go food items. There's also some chilled wine and beer, and then snacks and candy, of course.
Disney wants to make sure you always have access to booze when needed, how you like it.
And of course, like everything on property, the theming extends to the gift shop and everywhere else. So there's like sports ball things up here.
They even tell you it's a basketball, Drew.
Yeah, it's one of the round ball sports.
Because you're
The ball's orange.
Yeah, because you're queer, you can't even read the name of the balls.
Right. And then they have some booze available, some wine and spirits behind the counter.
Behind lock and key.
that you would need help accessing.
Yeah, they want to have a visual on you if you're going to start doing whiskey shots.
Yeah.
I got it. No, I got it.
Well, I noticed some more Christmas theming that I didn't before. There's some wrapped gifts up here on top of the shelves. That's kind of nice. Let's head on out, shall we?
I think we shall.
What do you want to look at next?
Next stop, let's head on over to the food court.
Okay.
I call it the food court. I'm sure they call it something much cuter.
Like the official name?
Right. Thank you, and you're welcome.
You're welcome. Here are those other reeds up here that I was talking about.
Yep.
They're cute.
Yep.
Tennis racket, helmet.
Yep. And then you have, so this resort opened in '94. I'm getting a bit of a glare on it, but you also get all the athletes here
Yeah.
from the various sporting competitions.
And this resort,
I mean, if Tony Hawk's on the wall and he's actively on a skateboard, it kind of dates the resort right
hey,
there.
he's still skating. I do know
I know.
that. Yeah.
He doesn't
I think
look
he
like that anymore,
he's
though.
recovering from an injury recently.
I mean, yeah, because he's 400 years old. Like, I love Tony Hawk, but come on, man.
All of the resorts also have daily activities, and you'll find a poster that's going to show you what those activities are. Some of the most fun ones are the movies under the stars.
Yeah. And they do a little bit of holiday activities too. Like here, they're doing like writing a letter to Santa or make your own ornament, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, and I don't want to overstep my bounds and say that all of the resorts have scavenger hunts, but I think they don't.
I think
You're
not
shaking your
anymore.
head.
I think those went away, kind of they faded away in the pandemic.
But this says scavenger hunt
Oh,
right here.
look at that. Man, you know what? This does not match up with their website because I swear I did my research before and this was not listed. Cool. Okay, heritage scavenger hunt.
Yeah, and nightly fire pits with s'mores.
All right, I'm shutting my face. I guess scavenger hunts are coming back. So,
We said we were going to go to the end zone food court.
yeah.
So
This is
let's go take a peek.
Yeah.
The food service here is pretty standard for the value resorts. They heavily push for you to do mobile ordering.
I heavily push for you to do mobile ordering.
It's
easy.
hit and miss because sometimes the mobile ordering gets a little crowded. Sometimes it's better to just walk through the line. I think you kind of have to assess the crowd and see. But you can scan the QR code and that'll pop open the menu for this resort. And you'll get the standard offerings here. I don't know if there's here's the thing. I have food allergies, so I don't eat at any of the resorts, so I know nothing about the food. We'll take a little tour so you can see what they have, but I bring basically zero knowledge to this area.
With any of the value resorts, you're going to get the standard burgers and pizza options. I think each resort will usually have an entree or two that are specific to them. Nothing mind-blowing, but, this one has the seared salmon dinner and buttermilk chicken and braised meat.
I do know that the different resorts have, pastry specialties. I don't know if this little macaron tree is specific to All-Star Sports or not.
They're
If
awfully
you do,
cute.
leave me a comment and let me know.
I know that this 50th anniversary flan or whatever we have going, I have eaten that at other resorts. That's one of their 50th anniversary desserts. Oh, this
I'm going to guess this baseball cupcake is probably
that's-
exclusive.
That's adorable. Oh, we got
that is pretty cute.
caramel corn on the outside.
Yeah, that's cute.
Ooh, donuts. Yum.
Some grab and go stuff here, and then there's some additional grab and go stuff around the corner here. If you are a coffee or a beverage drinker, buying one of the mugs in advance can be a really good idea and save you some money. It's one price. What is it, about 20 bucks?
It's $20, and I mean, it's 2 weeks of just fill up at any of the coffee stations or the fountain beverages like that. I mean, you make your money back on that pretty quickly.
And there's some kind of tech built into it because they actually have to put it on a reader and activate it. And they're like, okay, you're now active for 2 weeks, which I guess means, does that mean if you bring your cup to the drink filling station and it's not active, that it won't fill?
Yeah, in fact, they even ship their paper cups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
They're on to you. They're on to you bringing your own cups.
some frozen treats here, some drinks, and some additional grab and go items. Some fruit, hard-boiled eggs, salads, and then you get some booze, some beer and wine. And they've actually got some mixed drinks here too, which is relatively new.
Yeah, yep. Always with the booze. Speaking of,
Yeah, so the bar can be accessed from inside, and it's also the pool bar, grandstand spirits, sports themed. And we can take a quick spin over this way after we look at the bar.
yep, and they always have the specialty cocktails and,
Yeah.
and fun items there.
Just so you can see what the remainder of the food service area looks like. So this is all drink filling station.
Yep. And they've moved the mobile pickup. The mobile pickup
Yeah.
happens at the pizza window. That hasn't always been the case, but it's actually quite efficient
Yep,
these
a
days.
couple of microwaves for anybody to use. So if you're bringing your own food, it's actually okay to bring it up here and zap it in the microwave.
Yep, because there are not microwaves, as you'll see in the room.
Right.
So if you are looking to heat stuff or make popcorn in the room, you're going to have to come up to the community microwave.
So there's lots of seating. Should we walk out this way?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick spin through the arcade.
Oh, right. I forgot the arcade. That's just right across the hallway.
Yeah, I can see why you would forget the arcade because in our time we have spent so many hours in these arcades. Our son's a huge gamer. One of his favorite things when we come to these resorts is to get a game card and spend a gratuitous amount of time in the arcade. And kind of like the food courts, the arcades are pretty standard across the value resorts,
Yeah.
except they always get their own cute name. This one's Game Point Arcade.
They're good arcades.
They are good arcades.
Yeah.
There is notably no prize counter
Right.
at the Disney arcades, which our son does not care about. He is here for the purity of the gaming, but if your kid is kind of used to the Dave & Buster's, carnival style, I get the tickets.
I was just going to take a
scenario.
look at the recharge stations
Yep.
here. So the way that it works is you buy a card, you can pay for it with a credit card or cash. None of the arcade machines except cash or coins, they're all card activated. And hang on to the card. So easy to lose.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe don't put a whole bunch of money on your card if your kid's going to be in charge of it.
It's one of the few things that is not synced up with Magic Bands.
Yeah.
If they ever will be. It would be nice if they were, but they're not. And
It's
I have
weird, right?
we've definitely lost a lot of money on arcade cards over the years.
Got some classic games here.
Yep.
And then Pop a Shot. And my favorite, skee ball. Always
have
got to be
skee ball.
playing some skee ball.
It's not an arcade if there's not skee ball, and it's not an arcade if at least one of the skee ball machines isn't broken. So-
Correct.
But yeah, I think because there are no prize counters, you actually get really good value for your money when it comes to gameplay in these arcades. Like
Yeah.
our son, we'll give him, if we load up a $20 card for like a 4-day trip, I mean, that'll probably keep him gaming the whole trip.
Out this way?
Out this way.
Okay.
So yeah, as with the other All-Star resorts, you exit the main building, and you'd almost always pop out right by the pool.
Yeah, and let's just peek over here real quick, because this is the outer portion of the bar that we saw inside the food service area.
Yep.
So there's some seating around the outside. They've got frozen drinks, beer, and full bar. So if you need to do some shots,
Yep.
you
Look
can
at
do
it,
that.
Everybody. And yeah, so this, you pop out right at the main pool. This one being the surfboard pool.
Yeah, let's take a peek.
Yeah, because when you think sports, the first one that springs to mind, surfing.
Are you joking?
I am joking. I think, I know I've said it before since we've been here, I find it a curious choice of feature sport. I am not belittling surfing and the athleticism required. But as you'll see when we walk around this resort, it is an outlier.
Do you think it's uncool that in the middle of all of the surfboards there's giant shark fins?
I think it's incredibly uncool. It's a very nice pool area. But yeah, if you are a professional surfer and like the giant icon they decide to remind you of is a shark fin,
Yeah.
not cool.
So this is where some of the activities take place. There's some bags here, or cornhole, depending on where you're from.
Right.
But this is where they
Where
do
are you
like.
from, Drew?
I'm from the Midwest, and I think people there call it cornhole, but I've always called it bags.
I've called it both, yeah, and I guess it is regional. Like,
Yeah. But they got life jackets for the kiddos, which is nice. And this is the area where like the MC will set up with like a mic and some speakers and stuff, and they'll do trivia and they'll do games for the kids. That's really fun.
yep.
The value resorts, of which this is one of 5, there are the 3 All-Star resorts, there's Pop Century, there's Art of Animation. None of them have hot tubs,
Yeah.
just pools.
Yep. Well, they had to go through the checklist and make sure that not everything was on the value resort checklist. Otherwise, what's to keep the people who want to go for the deluxe resort?
Over here, restrooms and guest laundry. which if you're on a longer trip, guest laundry can be really handy.
We have definitely done some guest laundry in our day.
Well, that's the pool area. Where to next, Lori?
You know, let's take a full walking tour now of the various guest areas.
Sounds good. Before we do that, we're not going to go into the bathrooms because that would be super uncool and possibly illegal. But I did want to point out that there are showers in these bathrooms, and there's a few lockers as well. So if you want to shower off after you're in the pool, because you're going straight to a park and you don't want to go back to your room, I don't really know what scenario in which you would need to take a shower, but if you need to, you can. I thought we'd also peek inside guest laundry really quick, because it's good to know how they work if you've never used them before.
Also, I guess I mentioned that the arcade was one of those areas that isn't magic banded. That's the case with guest laundry as well.
Yeah. So the way that it works, where's the machine? Is it over here?
For the machine?
Yeah.
No, they don't use this no more.
Oh, they don't do that anymore?
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
don't use it anymore. Now we have to scan your cell phone,
Oh.
smartphone,
Oh.
and then add your card, MasterCard, or
Yeah.
debit card,
Okay.
credit card, and then when you scan it,
Yeah.
you're gonna see the number,
Yeah.
the matching number. Can I show you?
Yeah.
Ooh, a new system.
Yeah, so it's a new
We're
system.
learning.
Very fancy.
Ooh.
Okay, so there's a QR code.
Yes, you see?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then you open the website.
Yes. Now. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, and so that's machine one.
Yes,
And then
one,
you enter
then
your payment.
If you pay by PayPal
Yeah.
or by credit card or debit, you put this and then put the number and then
Okay, great.
you're gonna start by the machine.
Okay. Well, thank you for showing us. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
For the washer, something for the dryer.
Okay. Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so different systems, so now we know.
Indeed.
And there's separate vending machines. There's some snacks and drinks over here, but this is where you can get laundry detergent and also dryer sheets and things like that.
Very exciting.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's worth mentioning All Star Sports is, following the pandemic, was the last resort to reopen.
Right.
And they are also the final resort being renovated.
Right,
All the Valley
so-
resorts started pre-pandemic being renovated. We are in one of the renovated rooms, but
Yeah,
not
so stick
everyone.
around till the end of the video because we're going to do a full walkthrough of the room, which we're in one of the renovated rooms. But not all of the rooms here are renovated yet. In fact, I really appreciated that when we went to check in, we were asked, do you want a renovated room? You might have to you might have to wait a little extra time for it. We were like, yeah, let's stay in one of the renovated ones.
Yeah, I believe the original renovation timeline had everything being done quite a bit earlier than now, but you know, there was a little 2-year pandemic thrown in there. And
Right,
think
I remember
some
that.
schedules were altered a bit. But yeah, I do believe I should have looked up the exact date, but All Star Sports really only reopened in recent months. Like, it is not. It really was a holdout. So we're walking. Right now, we are behind the main area, which, as we mentioned, was surfing themed, and now we're popping out here at what they call Mount Mickey.
Oh, I'm going to go climb Mount Mickey
Yeah.
just to say that I peaked the summit.
Yeah. So, you know.
Summited the peak? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't know what we're going for here, like kind of an Olympics, like winner's circle type treatment.
Okay.
It really is just kind of a sitting, standing area, not a highly functional space.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a great place to take a photo with Mickey.
Fit check.
Yay! All right. Well, that's Mount Mickey. Let's go check out Hoops Hotel over here.
Okay.
Yeah, choose your exit.
Hoops. That was the name of John Cusack in One Crazy Summer, right?
Yep. We're not going to give you sports facts. We're going to give
No.
you...
We're going to talk about
80s
other
movies.
things that I know about. Oh, we got Cardinals up here. I do know that that is the St. Louis baseball team. That's where we're from, St. Louis, Missouri.
And yet we're entering the basketball area.
Those are some awfully big whistles.
They're awfully big whistles, and look at how many basketballs.
Yeah, I don't know that much about basketball, but I'm pretty sure just one ball is allowed at a time.
Right. But yeah, this is not a sanctioned number of basketballs for a given game.
Here's a
And-
question for the fans. I see pennants for all these different team names.
Right.
Do you think these are significant to Disney or Disney movies?
Good question.
If
yeah,
you know, leave me a
Cyclones,
comment. I'm curious.
Demon Deacons.
College.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, now we know. They're college teams. Okay. I was going to say the Demon Deacons. That's very, very, very specific. All right. Thank you for the intel. Lake Forest. Oh, right on.
Wake
Thank you.
Forest.
Lake Forest, Demon Deacons. So, notably,
You think anybody's
gosh.
ever like sunk one?
I mean, so many children have tried. Obviously. So many things try or attempted to go through that hoop. I don't know how many of them make it. I think it's interesting that the balls here are three-dimensional.
Yeah.
So many of the Value Resort like building decorations are just flat. Stamped. I mean,
Also-
you see like the fish over there on the surfboard, or on the surfing.
Definitely
area.
not to scale.
No.
I think you can fit 2 basketballs at one time through a standard hoop. I remember seeing that in a video once.
Interesting.
It's like a confidence booster,
Wow.
talking about how much room there actually is.
I was like, every section of the resort will have like their stairwells are always differently themed. So over in
Yeah.
surfing, we got the lifeguard towers.
Uh-huh.
Here at basketball, we've got like the cheerleader.
Rah,
what do you-
rah, ree, kick
Yeah.
him in the knee.
What do you call those megaphones? Are they just megaphones, or do they have
That's
a special
what I've always
name?
called them.
Yeah. All right, so we are leaving basketball, and we're heading over to tennis, where the stairwells are giant tennis ball canisters.
Ooh, I want to open it and smell the fresh rubber
Yeah,
smell.
brought to you by Spalding.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's probably sponsored, huh?
I don't know, you think, or is just
Gotta be.
Spalding so ubiquitous in the tennis ball game that, no, you're right, sponsored. But here we go into tennis territory, again with the three-dimensional. I mean, okay, the tennis balls, I'm going to let you get away with having 4,000 of those, because I do feel like 4,000 tennis balls roll around on a court at a given time.
I have questions.
Okay, give them to me.
Why are Huey, Dewey, and Louie playing baseball?
Oh, well, wait until you see.
Oh, it's because Donald's trying to play tennis, but his nephews are playing baseball instead, and Donald is super pissed off about
wait.
this fact.
Wait until you see how pissed off Donald is. So,
Do you know who's who? I know that blue is Huey.
No.
Blue is Dewey.
Yep,
And red is Huey.
Yep.
And
By
green
process.
is Louie, right?
exactly. You got
Nice.
it. So,
Oh, so
yeah.
these are blocked off. These must be in the process of renovation, eh?
Correct. This tennis, I don't know how many of the areas are still being refurbished, but tennis is most definitely still under refurbishment.
Yeah.
And look at how angry Donald is about his nephews goofing around on the other side of the court. He just wants to play a game of tennis. Is it too much to ask? So pissed off. Yeah. I love it. These are like the character touches at these resorts. I talk about it all the time. Like, I didn't stay at Disney resorts growing up. We did take a couple of Disney World vacations when I was growing up, but we always stayed off property. But I have a very vivid memory of going to the Polynesian for their luau when I was in 2nd grade, and that was the first time I ever saw like some character theming on like a Disney hotel property, and it blew my mind.
Yeah,
So,
the theming is thorough.
yeah.
And especially for kiddos, this kind of like pop art, larger than life, it really feels like it immerses you inside that Disney bubble, doesn't it?
Well, that's when people ask where they should stay when they're coming on. It's so hard to answer the where should I stay at Disney World question, because the question really, you have to be honest with yourself about who's it for.
Yeah.
Because if it's for the kids, just go to a value resort.
Really?
You're gonna have a blast and the theming's great. If it's for you, okay, maybe spend the contemporary Polynesian money. But truly, like, kids just have a blast around here. Okay, we're actually gonna take this back path over here
Okay.
because there is another little value resort touch that we want to take a look at, and that is their playground.
Oh, yes, the playgrounds are key if you're traveling with littles. That is for sure.
Yep. And you get just a nice, shady little path between the buildings. Always a good place to spot lizards.
Yes, we're in the Velt area.
Yeah, what sport is this?
Jungle navigation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hiking.
They just added that to the Olympics.
Playground this-a-way.
Yep. Yeah, we're walking out behind the surfing buildings right now.
And one thing I just wanted to note, that yes, this is a value resort. Yes, it is one of the least expensive Disney resorts on property here at Walt Disney World. But look around, it's immaculately clean. So it's sort of like Disney's version of a motel, which is a really nice motel.
Yeah. And I will say, we did some Disney travel during the pandemic, and over the past like year and a half or so. And, you know, we always tried to provide some feedback on the level of service and staff at any given time. And it fluctuated, as everything did in the pandemic. But I will tell you that I am not feeling any shortages right now on this trip.
Same here.
I mean, someone was standing in the laundry room just eager as hell to show us how it worked.
Yeah, the new system. Yep. So
And
they've got
here's the playground.
age-appropriate play areas for littler kids, one for bigger kids. And if you have kids, you know. I don't have to tell you, you already know how important something like this can be just to burn off that extra energy when it needs to be burned off.
Yep, it's fenced. You have benches with umbrellas where you can just sit for a friggin' second and not,
take a breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if you know, you know. Like, our son's getting out of the age territory where I'm starting to forget just how important things like this were. But I definitely know that there were ages where this would have been the highlight of our vacation. Honestly, like, our son would have been like, yeah, theme park's cool, but can we go back to the playground?
This way?
Yep.
Okay.
Now we are popping out. This is, we're popping out near the main hall again, but then we're gonna take a right into football land. I'm calling it football land.
And I think straight ahead here on this end of, what's the name of the main hall here? Do you know?
I did.
I can't remember.
I knew it. And now it's not in my brain anymore.
But here on this extreme end, I believe this is where they do some of the daily resort activities. For example, right here is the fire pit where they do the nightly s'mores get together.
Yep, they do the movies under the stars happen around the main pool. And yeah, they have a s'more fire pit over here. And you know, wouldn't be a resort without giant chests.
Yeah. And if you're a smoker,
That's
where you get that done over there.
Yep, here's what they bust open.
And I'll demonstrate.
Yeah, let's see your best s'more roasting, Drew. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Dang, you were going for golden brown. Let's be honest, no one ever gets golden brown.
I feel like I can achieve GBD, golden brown and delicious.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a middle-aged person and I have lived through the patience-growing exercise of raising a small child. If you're a teenage boy, this is where you would jump up and slap your hand against the bottom of the uprights.
Yeah, you do it.
You think I can make it?
No. Oh, I shouldn't have doubted you. I just wanted to make sure you were achieving your full potential.
Up here, do you see the Christmas decorations? So this is
yeah.
a really cute thing that guests do at all the different Disney resorts is decorate the room windows. As it gets closer to the holidays, you'll see more and more decorations up. I think it's great. I think it's a really fun thing. It's sort of like, it's unofficial. It's just a thing that people know to do. But it adds to what's special about staying at a Disney resort and brings you further inside that Disney bubble.
Yeah, and the closer you get to Christmas, we're early in December right now. What is it, like the 9th? Yeah, the 9th. The closer you get to Christmas, the more windows you'll see getting fully decorated.
Blue, 42. 42, hut, hike.
That is adorable, you pretending like you know how to play football. Love the big helmets. Also just love the open space in this area. Like,
Yeah,
this
now
is
these
just
helmets are going to be too big to actually wear.
I mean, well,
For most.
for most. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm highly amused by the no climbing sign.
I know.
Because, like, good for you for putting that sign up, but they're going to get climbed.
Right, exactly. Oh, you mean the giant toy-like structure you've erected
Yeah.
at your value resort directed at families with children? Yeah, that won't get climbed on. Cool. But here we go. We're walking through football, and we're going to pop out in America's pastime.
Okay, so I do recognize some of the college team
Okay.
names here.
So they are
The
focused-
Iowa Hawkeyes, the Kansas Jayhawks, Florida Gators.
All right, so they went college rather than pro, huh?
I guess so, yeah. ASU Sun Devils.
Yeah. I guess it allowed them to put more pennants
Right.
than
Right.
pro would allow you.
Yeah. Oh, look how cute little Christmas stitches over here in the window.
Oh, he is.
Adorable.
Good window decorations, everybody. Keep it up. All right, we got some bleachers for a sitting.
And how many pools are on property? Just the two?
Just the two.
Okay, so here's the second one.
Yep.
And the theming here, very strong.
Yeah, rugby. I'm just kidding, it's baseball. Yep, the Homerun Hotel, everybody.
That L is a little crooked.
It is. I mean, it got hit with a baseball. Like a home run,
Oh,
probably.
somebody hit a home run.
Yep.
Just like in the natural.
Yep. And this pool, this is, you know, the secondary pool for the Value Resort.
Slightly
most
smaller.
of them have one, if not two. Smaller pools set back on the property. And this one, though, they extra theme. You got the Goofy and his cannon. I had a bad angle to start, and it really just looked like Goofy taking a whiz. But it is, in fact, Goofy in his little baseball outfit firing a cannon.
Do you think that's from one of the how-to Goofy?
Oh, gotta be, right?
shorts? I don't know. I don't recognize it.
I feel like this entire resort should be Goofy themed because he's always the one who's playing sports incorrectly. So yeah, here. Okay, so you know how I pointed out the full tennis balls?
Yeah, we got half
We got
baseballs.
halvesies on the baseballs. Why?
Interesting.
Why halvesies on the baseballs and and flat decorations on the surfing?
I think those are called batting.
Okay, yeah, batting.
Batting? Is that right?
Batting, sure.
Okay. Pretty sure Coca-Cola has sponsored that.
What?
Yeah.
No, Coke doesn't pay for sponsorships. I'm just
That's
kidding.
a joke by Lori.
They pay for all the sponsorships. And I like the, so they have another laundry and restroom facility over here. Kind of looks like bleachers. I don't think you can sit on the ones on the roof.
I think you might get in trouble if you sat
Yeah.
on the rooftop bleachers.
They're kind of asking for you to try, though.
Well, Lori, that's the full walking tour of the resort. It's not that big. When you look at it on paper, it kind of seems like a great big resort. How many total guest rooms? 1,900 something?
Yep, 1,920.
Yeah, it's a lot of guest rooms, but it's not such a big resort that you can't walk around the entire thing in really just a few minutes. So right now we're going to head back and do a full tour of our guest room, which is one of the renovated guest rooms here at All Star Sports. So let's go check that out. Welcome back to our guest room. Let's take a look inside and do a full tour of one of the renovated rooms here at the All Star Sports Resort. Come on.
Yeah, we're in the one of the surfing rooms. Not that the room is, all the rooms are themed the same. We just happen to be in that main building.
Okay, welcome to our guest room here.
It has been lived in.
So one of the nice things about the bathroom area is that you have this door here.
Where'd you go?
On back.
Oh, there you are.
I didn't go anywhere. But you also have this door here. So if you need some privacy on the throne or in the shower, somebody else can be here in the outer area, brushing teeth, putting on makeup, whatever.
Yeah, it's not a very big space, but if you got a full family in here, you can compartmentalize at least in 3 areas.
Yep. Makeup mirror, zit popping mirror, whatever you like to do close up.
Gross.
There's also an iron and a full ironing board, which is nice.
I know, I love it's a value resort, but they're like, you know what is essential?
Right. Not a microwave,
No, not a microwave.
but a full ironing board.
Ironing on vacation. Is
There's a
essential.
little closet area. It's not much. We put the coffee maker up here. It's normally over in the kitchen area, but we don't use it, so we generally put it out of the way.
We use all our kitchen space.
I do like this. This is an addition that they've added during some of the renovations. Just pegs to hang your stuff, but like, obviously we're taking full advantage of that. It doesn't look like it right away, but there's actually 2 beds in here. There's this queen bed here with 8 freaking pillows on it.
You're like, why so many pillows? And it's like, oh, it's not just one bed.
So this is a really clever Murphy bed. Comes with 2 chairs. Ow!
Oh.
Sports ball themed.
They are heavy. They have metal components. Watch your shins.
So there's a table for doing some work or eating breakfast or whatever. But for the second bed,
Magic. Yay.
and the light pops on when you pull it down, and it's got some cute theming. Huey, Dewey, and Louie up there,
Yep.
dreaming of going to the movies, playing soccer, being rock stars.
Yeah, and it's not a half-assed like sofa bed.
No. This is
a
like
bed.
this is a legit, I guess, queen-sized
Yeah.
bed. Mm-hmm. It looks queen-sized to me.
Yeah, there is no bar running down the middle.
No.
Like you don't have to decide who.
No,
in
you
the
don't
room
have to
is-
Rochambeau to
Right.
see who gets screwed with the worst bed. They're both good beds, and if you're just staying in here as a couple like us, you get 1 bed for sleeping and 1 bed for jumping.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. So much jumping to do. But yeah, it's a great way to use space in the renovated rooms.
Over here, you got a little kitchen area. This is normally where the coffee maker would live. There is a drink cooler, not an actual mini fridge, it's a drink cooler. We put food in it, and we've never had any problem with that at all. But they do put a little warning on this that says that it only gets down to 41 degrees, so if you have anything that's particularly perishable, you might not want to store it in here. It's really intended just for drinks, but as you can see, we're putting our food in there. We order our own food from Whole Foods through Amazon Prime. All of the Disney resorts here at Walt Disney World will allow grocery deliveries now. Some of the resorts even have dedicated areas just for grocery delivery. Here at All Star Sports, grocery delivery happens at the Bell service desk, and that's the default at most of the resorts. But if you're not sure, just ask. So we keep all of our food here.
Ooh, the outlets.
Yeah, let's take a look. So as part of the renovation, you know, there's standard just plug-in outlets, but also you get USB standard, USB 8A, and you get USB-C, which finally, you know, it's like so many things now use the higher voltage. I think it's the higher voltage USB-C, which is really convenient. Here you've got your safe and your Bible.
Sticking with those even after the renovation.
And then drawer space, 3 full-size drawers. And then you've got little cubbies here on the left and the right of the bed. You've also got some USBs over here next to the standard outlets. These are just the standard USB-A. You don't get USB-C over here, which, nah.
But a lot of storage in not a lot of space. Lots of cubbies and places to stash stuff. So I appreciate that. And the fact that you can roll one of the beds out of the way during the day and have a little bit of walking room. Huge.
Thank you so much for joining us on this full tour of Disney's All-Star Sports Resort here at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida.
If you want to support us, the easiest way to do that is to strike
that like.
And if you really want to support us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come back for more. And if you really, really, really want to support us, you can do that by clicking that thanks button below and donating any amount you want to our growing channel so we can take more trips like this, capture more footage like this, and deliver more videos like this.
Thank you so much, and as always, Black Lives Matter.